Hi, John Downs here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use a preset that I created in SilverFX to make a colour version look similar in light and contrast to the black and white version. You're not limited to using SilverFX for this technique. Any black and white conversion software will work. Something like Topaz black and white effects, or even Carbon on the iPhone. Anything will do. I have to say before we continue that this tutorial is a little bit on the technical side, but I promise you it's well worth seeing it through. It's a very, very cool technique. To demonstrate this, I'm going to use an old iPhone photo I took a little while back. This is the preset I'll use, and I'll just click OK. And that gives us our black and white. With the black and white layer selected, change the blending mode to Luminosity. If you toggle the black and white layer on and off, you can see that this is where the technique really starts to take shape. But we need to sort out the saturation. If you look at the darker areas, you'll see that the saturation is a little bit high, like here, and just around here, and here too. So what we'll do is go some way towards correcting this. To start this, we'll put the black and white layer in a group layer. With the black and white layer selected, if you're on a Mac, click Command and G to create the group layer. If you're on Windows, it's Control and G. Now we'll select the black and white layer again, and we're going to insert a vibrance adjustment layer over the top. We select the black and white layer and then copy it to the clipboard, using Command C if you're on a Mac, or Control C if you're on Windows. Holding down Option or Alt, click on the mask of the vibrance adjustment layer, and then paste by using Command V or Control V. We then deselect the current layer by using Command D or Control D. Okie dokie, the next thing we'll do is adjust the saturation of the light areas of the photo. I'm just going to rename the adjustment layer appropriately. Then open the properties of the adjustment layer by double clicking on it. Then nudge up the saturation a little bit. Right, before we go any further, I'll just go over what's happening here. The lighter parts of the photo we used as the mask are where the saturation will be increased. The darker parts will have less of an increase, right down to black where there will be no change at all. In this photo, the crop is the lightest colour, hence it being affected most by the saturation increase. And this is because we used the black and white photo as a mask. Here's a quick reminder of what it looked like before, and this is where we've got to so far. So we increased the saturation of the lighter parts of the photo. Now we need to reduce the saturation of the darker parts. To do this, we duplicate the adjustment layer we already have by clicking Command J or Control J for Mac and Windows respectively. Then we change the name of this new adjustment layer. Holding down Option or Alt, click on the mask of the vibrance adjustment layer. This time we invert the mask. We do this by pressing Command and I or Control and I. If you remember from earlier, the lighter part of a mask is what gets applied. So now that the darkest part of the sky is now the lightest part of the mask, when we adjust the saturation, we are going to be adjusting the saturation of the sky in this case. Then open the properties of the adjustment layer by double clicking on it and reducing the saturation to make the sky look a little bit more normal. Yeah, that's about right. That'll do it. Love it. Rightio, let's reduce the opacity a little bit to make it look a bit more natural. And I think that just about does it. So that's before. And that's after. I know this idea was a little bit left of centre and not the usual way of doing things, but I hope you found it useful. Or at very least, planted the seed of an idea for you. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you found this video informative. If so, then please press the like button. Even better, please subscribe. That's it for now then. Cheerio.